Welcome into CHGO Bets Daily, presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to live your bet life. Welcome into the CHGO studios. I'm Sean Anderson. Alongside me is my man, Cody Delmendo. Today, we're going to be recapping our bets from last night. We're going to be giving you, Cody's same-game parlay, the big one that you need to hit, because right now he's 1 for 2. You're winning money if you're taking Cody's parlay.
1-0 on my last one, man.
Yeah, 1-0 on his last one. We'll take you through our big 3 of the night, and we will give you our lock of the night first, because on today's episode of CHGO Bets Daily, we have a special guest. You can follow him on Twitter at Teddy Greenstein. That's his name. He's the senior editor at PointsBet. Teddy, what's up, man?
Sean and Cody, this is great. So it's Chicago, it's sports betting, it's podcast, it's 2 guys I like, and it's a big week of golf. So this is a hell of a combination. Good to be with you guys.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that big week of golf real quick, because it's not a major, not one of the big 4, but it is the biggest purse that these golfers can win. We're talking about the Players' Championship this week. What's your thoughts going into the Players' Championship? This is like the big first tournament for golf, right?
Yeah, this is the one they call the 5th major. It used to be played in May, and then they had a huge schedule shift, so now it's in March. And the winning player gets $3.6 million. And even for guys who are totally loaded and jet rich, $3.6 million is a big deal, and that's going to be interesting to see. Certainly on Sunday, if guys get a little nervous, we see weird things from pros sometimes, even at their level. Gary Woodland leaves a bunker shot in the bunker last week. That was pretty shocking. The other huge factor this week is going to be the weather. I was thinking about going down to this tournament. I'm glad I didn't. It's going to be wet. It's going to be windy. And it's actually going to be cold, supposedly, on Sunday. So that's going to be something to monitor as people are placing their live bets.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that we got to talk about is just the field right now. We're not going to see Bryson. He finished 3rd last year. We're not going to see Phil. We will see Justin Thomas. He's the returning champion. He's the current favorite at plus 1,200. Looking at the field, I mean, we're early golf bettors, novice golf bettors. When you're looking at a field, especially before they've played, even a round, what are you looking at? Are you looking at value picks this early? Are you looking at the top of the heap? Because, Justin Thomas by day 4 might be, minus 100 to win the tournament. What are you looking at, especially early on in the tournament?
I'd say, Sean, it really depends on the tournament. Like in this case, I'm not going big on outrights, and here's why. This tournament is the hardest to predict of any all year. There's a pretty wild stat where the last 10 winners the previous year didn't finish in the top 16. Rory McIlroy in his last 3 years has gone missed cut, win, missed cut. So it's basically an unbelievable crapshoot, even in normal conditions. And then you add the wind and the rain, and you're looking for guys who control their irons and that kind of thing. So the only guy I'm going outright with this week is Colin Morikawa, right now plus 1,800 at PointsBet. Other than that, I'm going to do some top 10s, top 20s. I'll certainly do some live betting. And then we have fun props and boosts, which I think are always kind of good for discussion and good for novice golf bettors.
Yeah, you mentioned the props and all of that. One on there that I really love after I was taking a look at it is the balls in the water. Was it 56.5 or something, 55.5?
And that's on hole 17 alone, Teddy?
Yeah, exactly. So if you scroll all the way down, you got your outrights, then you can scroll down to stuff like group betting, hole-in-one props, and then at the bottom, hole 17 props. And this is worth paying attention to because this is obviously the only event where we talked so much about the 17th hole in Phoenix at 16, here at 17, the famous Island Green. So our over-under for water balls is 56.5. And right now, the under is being bet a lot more heavily. So the under is minus 155 and the over is plus 120. The interesting thing here is factoring in the weather. On the one hand, it's going to be windy, which means more wet balls. On the other hand, it's going to be wet, which means the green is going to hold. And the sharps believe that this number is too high and it should be more like 53 or 54.
Wow. So you're saying take it? Take the over? Or take the under?
I mean, the sharps are doing that.
Well, it's 53 or 54.
Yeah, I mean, the one that I'm going to hit is our boost. Sports betting wife is going to hit, I should say. And this is a fun one. This is more of a, more of a cheery one. rather than rooting for water balls. Although, if you like carnage, the water balls thing can be fun. This one is any player to make a hole-in-one at 17 at any point in the 4 rounds. And this goes to show you how hard the hole is. It's plus 250 boosted to plus 290. So basically 3-1 that any of the best players in the world will make an ace at any point on 17.
What's the history of that? I mean, is that how many do you see typically a tournament? Is it like, once in a blue moon? I mean, everything's going weird here at the CHGO studios. I'm forgetting podcasts and stuff. Equipment's freezing. There might be a full moon. So maybe this is the year.
Yeah, I'm glad you gave me a few seconds to call it up. So it happens somewhat rarely. The last one was 2019, Ryan Moore. Now, they didn't play the event in 2020 because of COVID. So it didn't happen last year. It did happen in 19, 2017, Sergio, 2016, somebody named Willie Wilcox. Unless this is a joke on the caddynetwork.com, there's a player named Willie Wilcox who made a hole-in-one in 2016. So it happened in that stretch 3 out of 4 years. So, I think the price is pretty good, plus 290.
I have a buddy who's a big golf fan, not a much bigger golf fan than me, but I texted him today, told him that we were having you on, and he said, ask him about Dustin Johnson not finishing in the top 10. He thought that was a hot take. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so Dustin Johnson has only one top 10 finish in this event, which is really strange for a player of his caliber. But his results have gotten a lot better since it went from May to March. He's gotten a lot closer. He's been more in like the top 20, top 30 range. So Dustin's actually somebody I'm hitting this week as a top 20 or top 30. Like, I'm going with this theory. I don't know if you guys watched the Arnold Palmer a lot last week, but for the guys who were in contention, it was like incredibly stressful golf. I mean, at first you got to deal with all the water and the bunkers, and then it was really running hot. I mean, you saw the winning score, I think, was 6 under, which for those guys is shocking. Sometimes it's 20 under. So I'm going with the theory that the guys who did not play last week, who didn't deal with the stress, are going to come in more refreshed, and that's DJ and Colin Morikawa, to name a couple.
Yeah, and you mentioned Morikawa, and there was another bet on PointsBet too, the Colorado Avid Golfer Name-A-Bet. That's another one of the featured bets that you can find. It's plus 800, and if any player with CO in their name wins, you win money. So that's Morikawa, that's Scotty Scheffler, Corey Connors, Adam Scott, Francesco Molinari, who won an Open championship, I think, in 2018, right. Scott Piercy and Scott Stallings. I mean, there's a decent group there. Plus 800 seems like a nice odd. Especially early on.
I totally agree. I mean, I put this one in, and I thought it was going to be more like plus 500 or plus 600. You never know until the traders get back to you. So, yeah, to have Morikawa, Scheffler, Corey Connors, who's probably the best Canadian, and Adam Scott and Molinari, exactly, who's done well in the wind and still get 8-1, that is a really good way to hit this. So look for that under Name-A-Bets and then PGA Name-A-Bets.
Like I said, I'm not big on betting golf. So if I were to just ask you straight up, like 5 guys that you would take to win this thing, who are the 5 that you would tell me?
I like 5 guys. We're going with the burgers and fries theme. Absolutely. So
great place.
If you want to go outrights, and again, I caution, outrights at this tournament are really hard. I mean, it's reflected in the fact that John Rahm is actually the favorite, and he's plus 1,200. Like in a lot of tournaments, the favorite is plus 700, plus 800, but it's so bunched in because there's such a talented field and there's so much randomness to it. But I mean, I'm thinking strongly about Morikawa. Patrick Cantlay is actually the highest liability we have this week, so he's getting a lot of bets. I would think about Daniel Berger, Matthew Fitzpatrick, my Northwestern boy, who just kind of quietly goes along, just racking up top 10s and top 20s. He did it again last week. Think about Fitz. DJ is an interesting one. And then, as we scroll down, Tyrrell Hatton's been playing well, and he's, he's a European, so all those Euros are used to bad weather. So those are some guys I think about.
Yeah, you keep mentioning weather. I mean, what are we expecting down in Florida this weekend? And you talk about some of the better weather golfers, Europeans being a part of it. Molinari, who you mentioned when we talked about the CHGO bets. What should we look out for, like weather-wise, and how's that going to affect the play? You mentioned 17. The greens are going to be a little bit wetter. Winds are going to be difficult to figure out. Weather-wise, what are we looking at?
I mean, we're looking at high scores. We're looking at guys who have to scramble. Like, there are going to be so many missed greens. It's going to be guys who are going to have to, pitch it to 12 feet and make those 12-footers for par. And probably somebody who's very patient. People who have really good caddies are going to help. Like, I was watching the Golf Channel, and they were saying that on Thursday, the wind is coming this way. On Friday, the wind is coming this way. So it's not like you're just going to get to 17 and going to be like, okay, hand me the 9-iron. You're going to have to hit different shots all 4 days. Maybe you're going to have to come in low, or maybe some days on some holes you're going to have to take advantage of the wind and come in high. So it's going to be a shot shaper. It's going to be guys who, can really like carve the ball, can fade it, can hook it, can draw it, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a total test of golf this week.
And then one thing, too, when I was betting my guy in the Honda Classic, Shane Lowry, I liked his day 3 performance. He had the best day 3 performance going in. I think he was a stroke back in the leader. I think it was about even, or he might have even been over par in day 3. I liked that building up. So my golf theory is I like to ride the hot hand, especially going into day 3. But it seems like it might be tough to do that with the way that you're describing the weather, the way that you're just describing the field, the course as well. If someone is having a good day 3, would you feel more comfortable to bet them, especially if they're close to the lead? Like, is this a course that once you figure it out by day 3, day 4 is going to be a good day?
Not necessarily. And you guys have been watching some golf this year. I mean, Daniel Berger was minus 400 going in 2 weeks ago. He looked like he was 5 shots clear of the field. I think he was 11 under. The next guy was 6. How could he possibly blow that? And then he makes a 7 on a par 5, and things are all square, and he doesn't end up winning. And then this past Sunday, I mean, at a certain point, Victor Hovland was minus 150. He looked like he had it. Then Gary Woodland had it, and then Scotty Scheffler just played a great round. Even though, if you guys are watching, I mean, he's in the rough, he's chipping out, he's still in the rough. I mean, last week was just survival. So if you're trying to draw any sweeping conclusions and say whoever has the lead after Saturday is going to win it, you're nuts, especially with tough conditions, because like double bogeys lurk at this place.
So we do I feel like every gambling show does this, but we're looking for the lock of the night. What's the lock? What are we hammering? We don't have the hammer here right now, but what are we hammering?
Yeah.
Is there anything that we should for sure, hammer down?
Thank you, Lawrence,
exactly.
for that.
I am going to go for Dustin Johnson as a top 10, and that one pays. DJ pays plus 340 on a top 10.
Wow,
and that's pretty good. So let's do DJ on a top 10, and we're going to do Colin Morikawa on a top 5, and that pays plus 350. And then I can't guarantee that there will be an ace at 17, but give it a shot. It's plus 290. So if one of these 3 bets hit, you're drawing even basically. And if 2 of the 3 bets hit, you're doing really well for yourself.
All right. Well, it sounds like Cody should take Dustin Johnson then, because his buddy was, giving him some shit talk there. So, Cody was going to have lock of the night, Dustin Johnson top 10. I like Morikawa. I'll take him top 5. And then I think a show bet for Ace on 17 could be fun too. That's Teddy Greenstein, the senior editor over at PointsBet. This is CHGO Bets Daily, presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to live your bet life. Teddy, thank you so much for the information, man. Thank you for joining us. This was great to talk to you. I really appreciate it.
Sean and Cody, I will be listening and watching. Have a great week, and let's make some cash.
Absolutely. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Teddy.
And you could go make some cash on PointsBet. That's Teddy's app. He is here, the senior editor of PointsBet, and you can support CHGO by downloading the PointsBet app. Use code CHGO when you sign up. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. If you have any questions, email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we will help you. Remember, Remember that PointsBet is your home for live in-game betting, which is going to be huge this week for us as novice golf bettors in the Players' Championship, especially with this tournament going on throughout the week. We'll talk to you about it tomorrow. We'll talk to you about it on Friday. It's going to be fun. We'll cover it all through the PointsBet odds and lines that they have on their app. And the cool thing, too, if you live in Illinois, mobile registration is back. So download the PointsBet app. You can sign up in less than minutes. It is so easy. I did it just last Saturday. Super easy, super quick, too, on the PointsBet app. So download the PointsBet app and live your bet life. Again, use code CHGO for 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. And if you make a first-time deposit of $50 or more, you get a free CHGO membership. And hello, Luke Simon, my buddy from high school. What's up? If you have a gambling problem, Luke, you can call 1-800-522-4700. And we also got to mention CHGO too. This is CHGO. This is CHGO Bets Daily, presented to you by PointsBet. And the cool thing about all of this is it is free. Like the live shows, the podcasts, the post-game shows, all of that is free. When the Blackhawks kicked the Ducks' ass last night, Mario Terabasi and Greg Boyson being on here, that's a free show for you. If you become a CHGO member, though, you have access to the CHGO lounge, which you can chat with me, Cody, all of the people at CHGO, and you get exclusive access to all the written content that we have behind the paywall, which is going to become more and more frequent the more and more we get into CHGO's lifespan. So if you want to read Vinny Duber's articles, all the great stuff that he's cranking out day by day, or any of the Cubs Beat stuff, go become a member at allchgo.com. All right, Cody, we got a quick, little 15 minutes here to go through our bets from last night, our bets for tonight. It is going to be a jam-packed 15 minutes. Let's first talk about, are you up or are you down? Which winner, chicken dinner, Cody? You're the big winner tonight.
Oh, yeah.
At least last night.
The parlay, the college basketball parlay, again, 1-0 in my last one. That is a winning record. And that is the mentality we need. That is the mentality we need on the bet show. If you win, you're 1-0 in your last one. If you're coming off a losing streak. So technically 2-8 overall. But we'll take that parlay. $5 on last night's parlay won you like $49.45 if you only put 5 on it like I did. Also had Ja Morant over 6.5 assists. I think he had 8. He had 5 after the first quarter.
Yeah.
Our lock of the night was
we got to talk about
the
that.
Ja Morant double-double and the Grizzlies to win. Grizzlies blew him out, but came 2 assists short of that double-double.
Right, 24, 8, and 8. So I mean, we probably should have just taken points, rebounds, and assists over, and we would have gotten that. But that's a bad play on us.
But I also had Hornets +3. I thought them as home dogs against a team that was right above them in the standings. They were going to come out and play hard. No, they came out and laid an egg. Hornets, no longer a state. St. Mary's +12.5. Brutal beat of the night that I have forgotten because I won that parlay. They lost by 13 to Gonzaga. I watched like the first 10 minutes of that game, and they looked like they were going to hang in there. Yeah. They're down 10 at half, and then let's be real, I fell asleep. Missed the entire second half because these West Coast teams don't know how to play at a normal time. So, yeah, they lost by 13, is what it is. I still think I took the right side on that. So, yeah, I mean, 2-2 on the night.
You obviously didn't because you lost the money.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think Teddy's right. He mentioned something, whether it was pre-show. We talked to Teddy twice.
Pre-show.
But he was like, you got to follow your heart. And we had the right play on the Ja Morant thing. I mean, 24, 8, and 8. It's a pretty damn nice game. I mean, he got close to a double-double in both ways. So, I understand. I don't think it was a bad beat. Like, it's not like, you had Vucevic over 19.5 points and he scores a bucket. It's not like completely off. But,
It's 12.5. They lose by 13.
Lawrence is still right. Brutal. You lost.
Yeah, I lost. I'll take the loss on it. I'm just saying if I were to bet it again and they play it over again, I feel like I would probably take St. Mary's again. That's
sure. Like you're saying, 7 out of 10 times they hit that number.
Because they play. I mean, they beat Gonzaga outright the first time. And that was the West Coast Conference tournament. I thought both teams were going to come out and just battle it out, and for the most part they did. But Gonzaga just has more talent. That's why I had them in the moneyline parlay. So it is what it is. 2-5 on the night. But again, the parlay might as well add up to like 3 wins. Let's be real.
Well, hey, that's a big win. I mean, you're up to $71. We started the bank at $50. You went all the way down to $24 yesterday, and now you're up to $71.98. So it's a big night for you, even though you have a losing record, which is, hey, congratulations to you. And it might not look like it. I said we started at $50 at the start of the week. I am up. I went from $39 to $42.50.
Hey, man.
My bets last night were Evan Mobley over points, rebounds, and assists. He barely cleared that. I think he was at 33 total. The line was at 30.5. I placed 5 on that. Payout was $9.35. I had the money line first period for the Hawks and Ducks. That one cashed out at -121. I placed $3 down on that. The payout was $5.50. I had Dylan Strome over 1 assist. That was at +165. That one hit. Wagered $1 on that. That paid out at $2.65. That's where all my money came from. Those are the wins I had. I now have a record of 3-9. Thank you very much. And the one that I missed out on, the 2 that I missed out on, was the All City parlay, the All City Network parlay. I had a free bet from PointsBet. I had the Avalanche money line, the Coyotes money line, and the Blackhawks money line, and of course the Avalanche.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought the only team that's like good of the bunch? The Avs get beat by the Devils.
Yeah. Right?
What?
They're -230 on the money line.
Was Marty Brodeur back in net for them? I don't understand.
Apparently, and they had Scotty Stevens out there. They had
Niedermeyer, sure.
Right, prime Zach Parise. I mean, this was.
That's a different era, but I'll take that too. That's more your era.
Killer Devils, yeah. Oh, I can't go too deep on old school Devils. My bad on that one. But the Avalanche get beat. They were the biggest favorite last night, -230. They lose to the Devils. But the Coyotes +150. That one hit. Blackhawks money line -121. That hit. So the Colorado branch of the All City Network needs to pick it up. And then I missed my college parlay, my teaser town. We teased Boston College, Clemson, and Georgia Tech. The only one that didn't hit there was Georgia Tech. So we lost $5 on that. But we are up. Both of us are up. Cody a little bit more than I am. But let's get into the same game parlay. Cody made you money on it last night. He's 1-0 in his last one. Cody, what are we doing tonight?
Last one, baby. We're going for 2-0 in our last 2. And the Chicago Bulls are on the road at Detroit.
Yeah, Little Caesars Arena.
Yeah, Little Caesars Arena, Detroit. That place sucks. But
it's brand new. Have you ever been?
I'm just talking about Detroit.
Detroit sucks.
So last 2 parlays have been 5-leggers. We're sticking with that. So we'll start off. Jeremy Grant over 17.5 points. You could take it like as a single bet. It's at -140, so there's a lot of money coming in on it right now. The Bulls have struggled against these how do you say it?
Bad teams?
Well,
younger teams.
I'm talking about types of players. And Jeremy Grant, he's a guy who can shoot from outside. He can do
lanky
stuff.
wings.
Yeah, they're very versatile. He's a very versatile.
Well, that's the guy that Patrick Williams would be defending if he was healthy. That's. I mean, they don't have their best wing defender,
right.
And even then, Lonzo's got a lot of length. He's out. Caruso's just a great defender. He's out. So you're right about their wing defense is tough because it's really up to DeRozan and LaVine and those guys.
Right. Ooh. And again, I will assume that Vucevic is going to play tonight, but we still don't know as far as right now in this current moment. I haven't seen anything.
Right, so, and if he's going to miss, Philly, it seems like Detroit would also be a game that you'd miss unless he's, it was like a random sickness or something.
Yeah. I mean, the Bulls are they need a win in a big way. They've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah.
So either way, though, I think Jeremy Grant's played well against the Bulls too in their 2 games that they've played.
What is up with trades in the NFL happening while we're on live?
Russell
Wilson got traded to the Broncos yesterday. Now Carson Wentz is going to Washington.
Oh, no.
Really? Back to the NFC East?
That's from Adam Schefter. The package includes 2 third-round picks. So
I can't wait for the revenge games. On that one. The revenge games against the Eagles. Can't wait.
Go Commanders.
I can't wait to bet on the Eagles on that
one. Okay. Second leg, DeMar DeRozan over 6.5 boards, rebounds, whatever you want to call them.
Okay.
Dude's just been a stat stuffer, man. And again, with Caruso and Lonzo out, this guy's just been putting the team on his back. 6.5 rebounds doesn't seem like a lot to me. It's kind of a toss-up, but I like it. Then I'm throwing in Bulls -5.5. 1, because they're playing Detroit. They've lost 5 in a row. They need a big win. They should go into Detroit and win by double digits, even without those 2 guys. They've played well without those 2 guys against bad teams. They have, except for maybe a few games. But Detroit, they have dominated this year. So I like Bulls minus 5.5. And the only reason I really think it's at 5.5 is because the Bulls are coming in losing losers of 5 in a row.
Detroit's 8-0 against the spread in their last 8. I mean, they're 6-2 just straight up. So I mean, Detroit's hot as well.
They're due. That means they're due for
the Bulls are due?
Yeah, both teams are due for like against the spread winner.
All right, so far you got Jeremy Grant over 17.5, DeMar DeRozan over 6.5 rebounds. That's 17.5 points for Grant. Bulls minus 5.5. What else you got?
I got Grant over 1.5 threes. That was at like minus 140 as well.
Okay,
I like that. And then Zach LaVine over 24.5 points. Again, him and DeRozan carrying the team, man. And if Vucevic is out again tonight, he should. 30 could be on the list for him tonight. So.
Absolutely. Let's go into Teaser Town here. We got to talk about the bets that I'm making. I'm going to try to make you some money by teasing down some lines. We're going to stay in the NBA. First up, we're going to have the Pistons. I'm against Cody on this one. I like the Pistons. I like them against the spread. I don't love 5.5, so we're going to tease that to 6.5. But I mean, it's only a point. So even if you want to ride with 5.5, I think that's fine. It's going to be a high-scoring game on both ends. So we're going to take the Pistons plus 6.5, especially being at home. I like them. Hornets, I'm going to tease them to 12.5 against the Celtics. Gordon Hayward's out, but I do like the Hornets. They've been playing hard, and they play teams close. And then finally, the Magic. I think that they're better than the Pelicans. I think that they can win. I think all three of these teams can win tonight, but I like the Magic. They're a +9 right now against the Pelicans. I like that number a lot. So why wouldn't I like 12.5? I boosted that parlay too. So we're going with the Detroit Pistons from plus 6.5. My phone just died. Hornets plus 12.5, and then the Magic plus 12.5 as well. And that's around plus 288. We are wagering $5 on that one as well. Now let's go to the big three. Cody, run through it as fast as you can.
Real quick, the parlay is at plus 1330 after you use the PointsBet boost. Just wanted to throw that out there.
So how much are you going to be winning if you hit that?
If you put
parlay?
$5 on it, you win $71.
Whoa! So you're going to be doubling your bank.
Hell yeah, brother.
Big three.
Big three. Binghamton, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know if they exist.
I mean, it's Binghamton, but if you want to call them Binghamton, sure.
But they're going up against Vermont tonight, plus 21.5 dogs, the 21.5 point dogs. They beat 3-seeded New Hampshire the other day in their conference tournament as a 6 seed. So they're coming in against Vermont, who is the top team in their conference. But, again, they just beat a higher seed. I don't think they win, but 21.5 points is a lot. They have been blown out by Vermont both times.
Yeah.
But third time's a charm. Lose by 20, guys, not 22. You know what I mean? I just think that spread's just way too high.
For sure.
Considering recent games. West Virginia money line plus 105.
Going with Bob Huggins, huh?
You're on what?
You're going with Bob Huggins, huh?
I'm going with Bob Huggins because Bruce Weber's a fraud. Kansas State, they are not a state. They suck. So does West Virginia. But in this instance, I like the dog, and I think Bob Huggins is a better coach than Bruce Weber.
Real quick, as fast as you can answer this. Oregon State versus Oregon tonight. If Oregon State loses, does Oregon become Oregon State with your rules of admitting teams into the union?
Perhaps.
And then you like Jeremy Grant, too. You put that in the same
I
game.
like that. It's in the Jeremy Grant over 17.5 points. I have it in the parlay. I like it so much I'm going to take it separately as well.
There you go. And how much you wagering on those?
$5 a piece.
Okay, there you go. And I don't know what I'm wagering on mine. I don't think because my phone is dead. So let's go Bears on that one. No, I got it. I'm sorry. On that teaser, by the way, I put down $250 to win around $10 there. So again, that's Pistons plus 6.5, Hornets plus 12.5, Magic plus 12.5. That's the teaser, 3-team teaser, and I boosted that to around plus 288. And this is my big three tonight. I really like the Bulls Pistons over. I think a lot of points are going to be scored. Jeremy Grant's over might hit. Zach LaVine's over might hit. Ayo's over is going to hit. Cade Cunningham's over is going to hit. So we're going to go over. Bulls Pistons over 228.5. I like that at minus 110. I'm putting down 10 on that to win 1909. I got to catch up with Cody. Cade Cunningham over 19.5 points. He's been red hot. I like him. He's at minus 110. His over points. $5 to win 955. Again, talking about wing defense. Cade Cunningham, I think he's going to have a big game. And then Ayo, I went against him against Philadelphia. I think that he's going to have a big night. No Caruso, no Ball. So we're going to see a lot of Ayo. Over 10.5, that's at minus 115. Putting down $5 to win 935. And our lock of the night will be in the Players' Championship. Cody's going with Dustin Johnson for a top 10 finish. I'm going with Colin Morikawa for a top 5 finish. And there is a fun name a bet feature on PointsBet under the feature bets. We're going with the Colorado. Oh no, we're going to go with the Aces. We're going to go with the hole-in-one on hole 17 this year. And those bets are coming from our guy and our guest today. We got to thank him, Teddy Greenstein, the senior editor over at PointsBet. And this is CHGO Bets Daily, presented by PointsBet. Use code CHGO when you sign up, and you will get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Thank you to Teddy for joining us and giving us all that great info on the Players' Championship. You can, again, check him out at PointsBet and on Twitter at Teddy Greenstein. That's Cody Delmendo. We'll see if he is over $100 tomorrow, and we will see if I can get back over $50. You can follow Cody on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. You can follow CHGO at CHGO_sports and CHGO Bets at CHGO_bets. Thank you, Lawrence, for your great production, and thank you all for participating in the YouTube comments and for downloading and subscribing. We are CHGO Bets Daily, presented by PointsBet. We'll talk to you tomorrow.